Do you want to know how to make one of the simplest, use up a bunch of ingredients, delicious appetizers? Stay tuned. These are our stuffed potatoes, twice baked potatoes, whatever you want to call them. Mine are with a hummus mixture, and Joe's is like a loaded baked potato with sour cream, bacon, and cheese. Stay tuned. Hello, and welcome back to One Dish, Two Ways. I'm Sheila. Joe's behind the camera, and today we're going to do a simple appetizer for either your Christmas Eve, your New Year's Eve, Super Bowl party, whatever you want to do, or on a larger scale, you could do bigger potatoes and make them for dinner. So these are our stuffed potatoes, and we're both starting with potatoes. So this is kind of a genesis of a great way to use up some food, a great way to do something different with potatoes, and it's something easy to take somewhere because they don't have to be like piping hot in order to eat them. And I just forgot one of my ingredients. So give me 1 second here. It's right here at the top. Okay, so I went ahead and I had some gold potatoes and we needed to use them up. So I was like, we're going to do a recipe with them. We're going to make our stuffed potatoes, but we're going to do it one dish, two ways. So I cooked these potatoes in the microwave. All I did was wash them, stab them with the fork, put them on the potato setting about an hour and a half ago so that they're touchable. I have in the past, in my impatience, cooked the potatoes, then tried to scoop them out, and then everything breaks, and it's just not good. So let them rest for like 20 or 30 minutes so you can touch them and you can get everything out. So I've halved them, and then I just used a scoop to get them out. It does not have to be perfect. I mean, you could make them perfect. I don't need perfection. So I've used a spoon sometimes, but today I thought I would use this small scoop. So let's talk about the different ways. So for mine, I'm going to use hummus. And I love different kinds of hummuses. And so if I don't eat it all or I get tired of it, I put it in the freezer. Well, I had a little bit of this garlic hummus and a red pepper hummus, and I had a spicy hummus. So I decided I was just going to mix all the hummuses together, and that's going to be my creaminess for the potatoes for me. So in this bowl, you see, and you can tell it looks kind of weird because I got red pepper hummus, regular hummus, the spicy one. So I've got probably about 3/4 of a cup of hummus here. And then I've got the scooped out potatoes. So that's going to be my creamy part. And we're all going to share the same spices. Okay. And then I'll show you what else I'm going to do. So Joe's, he's got his potatoes in here. And now I'm going to add some sour cream. Go low. You could always add more. So that's going to be his creaminess. You could also use Greek yogurt. I need a fork. You could also use Greek yogurt without a problem. I don't know about mayonnaise. You could use ranch. So those are some other creamy options if you can have dairy. So I've got a little bit of the sour cream in there. Now we're going to add some cheese. Well, maybe. So this is also a great way if you have a bunch of little amounts of ingredients to stretch them a little further and a way to finish them up, okay? So measurement wise, you're just going to have to play it by ear. You might want more cheese. You might not have any more cheese. And we've done it with all kinds of cheeses. It's another way to use up, like let's say you do a charcuterie board or something and you've got all this cheese left over. It's another way to use it instead of making like macaroni and cheese or something. So, and then I've got some bacon for him. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there. Now we're all going to get the same spices. So we all are going to get pepper. And we like the pepper. We're all going to get some garlic. If you had some cooked peppers and onions, this would also be good in here. And we're going to add some freeze-dried chives. You could also use green onions. I have some recipes I'm doing with green onions this week, so I didn't want to use that. So these are just freeze-dried green onions. I went heavier on mine than Joe's. And then tip about spinach. Let's say you bought a bunch of spinach and you're not going to use it before it goes bad. Throw it in the freezer. Pepper got me, excuse me. And then when you freeze it, when it comes out, all you got to do is break it up like this. And I'm going to add a little bit of spinach to mine. Great way to get some more veg in. Okay. I don't know, maybe a half a cup or so. Okay, and now we just need to stir all of it. So I'm going to use a fork to kind of break it all up and stir it all up. So let me ask you, do you ever make stuffed potatoes, and what do you stuff yours with? You could do pieces of broccoli, cooked broccoli. You could do cauliflower. I mean, there's so many options of what to do with it. And I like these because they're, like I said, little appetizers. We've done it before with big old russets, and then everybody's got a twice baked potato, because that's ultimately what we're going to do is we're going to bake these again, or in our case, we're going to air fry them. So I'm taking advantage of the air fryer. And you can add more hummus if you want. You can add, something else creamy wise. So there's so many cream cheese. If you've got a little bit of cream cheese left over, you could add that. You might just need a little milk to thin it out a little bit. But you're just wanting it to be thicker than mashed potatoes. But you see, this is going to be nice and creamy. So mine is done. It took that long. So simple, so easy. So let's do Joe's. If you've got a fancy salad dressing, or maybe you've got some wedges of like Laughing Cow cheese, put that in here. Like I said, it's a great way to finish up some of your ingredients. Obviously, the hotter the potatoes are, then the hotter then your ingredients will melt a little bit. So that's another reason why I don't want them to just melt immediately, the cheese and stuff. So now this is looking good for Joe's too. I like to make them pretty mashed, the potato part, just because I think the texture is better when you bite into it. So, and I have been known, just in case you do try to do it quickly and you break a bunch of skin, you can always gut it. So I only gut it about halfway down. You can gut as much as you want of the flesh. But if you want to gut more and have more filling, then you could just recycle this or use this for something else and then just fill them fuller. So you always have that option also. Okay, so let's start filling them. That's another thing. You're just kind of going to go a little bit at a time because you want to make sure you have enough to get back into all of these. So this takes just a little bit of time. Let me put them on the tray. You do kind of have to, depending on your potatoes, you kind of have to use them to help each other stand up because of I don't flat bottom them out because then I might open them up and I don't want to do that. So there we go. We're just going to get these filled. So I'd love to know in the comments, if you do this, how do you do it? Because we're always looking for ways to finish up ingredients, use other ingredients, and just different ideas, because we all know food is expensive right now. Like, you don't want to have to be wasting food, so how else can we use it? And potatoes, boy, that is a pretty cheap source of food relative to other things. Even potatoes have gone up a whole bunch. So, we're almost done with this batch. And see, that worked out perfect. And I didn't keep track of which one I took it out of. I just counted to make sure we were equal. And we were. So then if you have some left over, that's not going, it's going to be more. Let's see if this one, if I have more. Because what you can do is, so like this bigger one, we'll just add a little bit more to that one. There we go. And like I said, especially for like an appetizer, these don't have to be piping hot. They can be just, be sitting out for a couple, 10, 15 minutes and they will still be okay. Okay, so now let's stuff mine. We're just going to put them on the other side of this. They should be just fine. I think all the different flavored hummuses out there, if you do not make your own hummus, boy, you could really go crazy. I can't believe we were at Trader Joe's and Walmart this weekend. I couldn't believe the different kinds of hummuses that are out there now. So you could make these so fancy, so just flavorful. So see how they're all about the same texture, like a little thicker than mashed potatoes. Okay. So I know this is kind of laborious to watch me do this, but it won't take too long before we'll have deliciousness. Another thing you could do for the either one, but you could do spinach artichoke. If you have leftover spinach artichoke dip, you could combine that with the potatoes and do the same thing. Really, any leftover dip you might have from a gathering, this is one way to use it, or put it in a pasta sauce. So there you go. One of my favorite things to do, honestly, is to take the food in the fridge and figure out how to change it up in a different way to use it. Because like you said, you don't want to waste it. So I would love, my ideal job would be just to go to someone's house, look in their fridge, and just make food from what they have. I think that would be so much fun, using their cupboard, their freezer, whatever the case may be. I think that would be the best job. Okay. So there you go. We are good to go. And I'm going to put these in the air fryer. We're going to start at 12, but I think they're going to take more like 15. And when we come back, Joe and I will give them a try. We'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, we're back. So these cooked in the air fryer on 400 degrees for 12 minutes. Look at these. They look phenomenal. And then they've been sitting here for like 3 minutes so we don't burn our entire mouth when we give them a try. So come on in, Joe. So he was taking care of the foster dog while I was making these. So, honey, these are yours. You can tell. Yours have cheese, bacon, sour cream, garlic, chives, and pepper. And then mine have hummus and all the same seasonings and spinach. Look at that creaminess. Well, good appetizer. Well, tonight they're our dinner. But he's going to have fish. I'm going to have slaw.
Yep.
Would you do it again? I think I like it with the gold better than when we do it with russets.
I mean, for as more meaty meal type, this is a good size. If you wanted to do it more appetite, like potato skins, just cut them a little thinner and then...
Yes, if you wanted to do potato skins, when you scoop the flesh out, don't put it back in. Add your ingredients. In my case, I could do hummus. That would make it potato skins. And then take the flesh you took out, make mashed potatoes, make soup, something else with it. I did stuffed twice baked potatoes. So there, Joe approved. He's going for a second helping. This is our last video for 2025. I'm not sure what week it will air, but this is the last one we're going to actually film in 25. So we hope you have a very happy holiday and a happy new year, and we'll see you in 2026. Thank you. Bye-bye.